Hi guys and happy Wednesday. We are live at the Social Media Show studio. I am your host, Priscilla Moy, and you are watching The Hot Seat, which is your favorite show every single Wednesday here at the Social Media Show studio. We are live in real time. And every week we bring you new guests that talk about who they are, what they do, what their journey is, and what helps them really keep going, what that motivation is. And I've seen that all of our viewers, including myself and the production team here, are always inspired by the people that are on this show. It's such an interesting thing. Like, I research a lot of my guests ahead of time, but meeting them, feeling their energy, and really hearing the words come out from themselves is something completely different, and what I love bringing to the show every single week. So today is going to be a very exclusive show. We only have one guest today, so we're going to be solely focused on her and all the amazing things that she is doing and what she's contributing to her career. So when we come back, make sure you do not miss out. Grab your lunch, grab your drinks, grab your tea, your coffee, whatever it is, and get ready for an amazing episode. And I will see you after the break.
Hello, everyone. This is Joseph Skoda with Social Media Shows. Well, I thank all of you for your support through these last several years, and it's been a lot of fun. We've given people a voice they never had before. Now, Social Media Shows is always collaborating with our veterans to help them do things and help out the veterans who are struggling today. And we teamed up with GI Connections, connecting veterans with resources. So please consider helping and donating to this great cause, because we're always doing things for veterans. So GI Connections, Social Media Shows, and you is what makes the world a better place. Once again, Joseph Skoda, proud United States Air Force veteran.
Got Films is a full-service production company that provides motion picture quality content and production services for use in the film and TV industry. Looking for a seasoned crew, high-quality equipment, or other production services for your film, TV, commercial, corporate convention, sports, news, or interview project? Your search stops here. Some of our projects include NASCAR, American Restoration, Pawn Stars, Counting Cars, Top Chef, BattleBots, Forge and Fire, and Street Outlaws. We have also produced over 60 feature films and documentaries. We're ready for all your needs. Whatever your project, whatever your budget, big or small, Got Films got you. GotFilms.com.
Hi guys, and welcome back to The Hot Seat. I am your host, Priscilla Moy, and we are live in real time here at the Social Media Shows studio. As promised, today is going to be a very exclusive episode. We have this amazing woman here today. She is a queen. She's literally what you would call a boss. Her whole career is centered on many different things with extensive training and background, and just recently she had just released a makeup line, skincare line, all of the above, beauty, everything that goes along with what she does as a professional yogi, as a teacher, as a martial artist, etc. So please, everyone, welcome Rae Indigo. Hi, welcome.
What an introduction.
Oh, I know. I like myself. I was like, oh my gosh.
I started
makeup, but I was
already.
like, and then I felt it, and I was like, oh wait, it's not makeup. I'm like, oh my god, not me stuttering the first time I meet her. But anyway, you just have so much. You've amassed so much, and that's what kind of in my head. I'm like, this woman does so many things. How do I even introduce her in one word?
Perfectly.
There's not.
You did a great introduction.
Thank you. So you originally, are you from Florida?
I grew up in Pennsylvania.
Okay.
I lived in Vegas from 2005 till 2010. Then I moved to Miami.
Okay.
And then I traveled a lot internationally.
Yeah, I noticed that you travel a lot teaching.
Yes.
You know, you are a yoga instructor, but you've been doing yoga since you were 3, right? You have history in your family. Your father especially practiced yoga, and so you trained basically and learned a lot about yoga and martial arts, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I grew up immersed in kind of that lifestyle, but like not kind of what people know of like regular yoga, which is just bending the body into shapes. A lot of it is also tied to Ayurveda, so it's systems of well-being. How can we make the tissues of the body vibrant and healthy? How do we make our mind in a way that it's healthy? Mm-hmm. Yeah, and martial arts I love.
Yeah, it kind of goes hand in hand. It's a lot of that work ethic. It's a lot of obedience,
discipline,
paying attention, discipline. And a thing that specifically I want to bring up is that yoga is just not the physical part that we all know. It's also the breathing, which is really essential to a lot of martial arts as well.
The best way to understand what the West knows of yoga is think about like I'm inviting you to a dinner party. Before the party happens, like clean the whole house, you make everything beautiful, you arrange the room. That is what asana or the physical form practices are. They're a preparation for something else. So if we don't prepare that, imagine I just invited you over, but I hadn't cleaned anything. And you come, and now I have to move all the newspapers and the laundry and sweep everything and to serve the dinner. It wouldn't make sense. So there's an order to it. The first thing is make the body so it's comfortable and easy. And then we can explore different dimensions of our being.
Yeah, and I think, especially like you mentioned in the Western culture, we see yoga as just another different form of exercise.
Exercise, yeah.
Right? No one really thinks of it as this whole entire
System.
Exactly. And the purpose of well-being and the way you live your life, and there's different types of practices of yoga, right? And what is your specialty? All of that?
So I'm an old school yogi, which means I trained ashram style. So we learn the full spectrum. So the different dimensions of beingness. We have physical, energetic, mental, karmic, other ones that have to do with the way the being expresses itself. And so we have practices for all of that. And I studied and I teach all of them.
I love that. Yeah, that means that you are a true professional. And there's something, I watched an interview of yours, and you actually were talking a lot about how your training is compared to what you see now and how you like to really teach. And I think it's that discipline we talked about, right? Yeah, and it's something I really want to talk about because I feel like not a lot of people think that way because I kind of mirror that energy as well, where it's a harsher way of teaching, but not in a way where it's like you're bullying someone, but it's to really ingrain kind of like the craft and the mindset and kind of that type of
in the
education.
In the beginning when we teach people, we just encourage. We encourage you to come because, and it's a really positive thing. But as you progress, next we begin to challenge you. And this is where discomfort, sitting in meditation for an hour and not moving is uncomfortable. Yeah, and so there's some preparation that has to go into that. Or with martial arts, doing something 1,000 times, it's uncomfortable. And a lot's going to come up in our emotional self. We're going to resist it. And a good teacher knows how to handle the discomfort of the student, but the student has to be willing. Because if it's the teacher just like pushing them or making, saying, hey, hold this longer, that doesn't work. So both work together. It's the old school style of teaching.
Yeah. So around what time for you is practicing yoga, learning it with your younger years, martial arts, did you really solidify that you want to do this for the rest of your life, professionally as a career as well?
I never wanted to be a teacher.
Really?
Okay. I'm really good at breaking things down and taking any subject and making it into its basic components. I began teaching yoga because I love it, and I find that there's so much that can really help people. But a lot of what I saw in the yoga world was kind of off the path. I don't like to be negative, it's just off the path. So I began teaching, and so my courses I teach kind of open source learning. In other words, you don't memorize something, you understand it, and then you're able to create, whether it's a physical practice, a breath practice, a meditation practice, you understand the fundamental components and what arranging them in a certain order creates as to an effect. So whether we're creating a meditation to teach a person how to do public speaking, or we're creating a meditation to remove stress, there's an order. And so I teach how to figure that out, not memorize and repeat, which is a big difference in the yoga world.
Yeah, that's definitely not something you would naturally hear from a lot of yoga instructors. I've had multiple on here, and it's what you would think every morning on a Sunday they go and
they're sure that what they're teaching is the right way, and every way is the right way. It's just which thing works for which person at which time.
Right. And you a lot focus on how it changes your whole lifestyle. Right. So how would you, here's a little
yoga
video.
Destroys your life first. So whatever you have as your life, when you begin, and the best way to put it is, we say like going inside, but it's not like you go into your body. It's not like this inside location. It's that you begin to observe the more subtle dimensions of your experience in this life. And when you start to see those, you'll notice like relationships where you're pushing and they happen to be negative, and you're just able to say, I can just allow that person to be as they are. And it's okay. And so you find that the places maybe you're putting effort, you stop. And other places that you were ignoring, you begin. And so what you see is in that process, a lot of your social relationships will change. And at first, this is very uncomfortable because your waking life, how it was, the relationship you had, all of a sudden, as you become different, you change those relationships.
Right. So you travel the world teaching, and you recently went to Peru to teach,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
When did you finally get all these opportunities to start doing this internationally at these big classes? Because these
I
are
didn't
places
get
people go
them.
to, right?
I made them. I created
Okay.
them. So I'm an entrepreneur. I've always owned my own companies. And what I would do is I would basically look at where I wanted to teach. And Peru was one of these countries. Another one was Sweden and Switzerland. And then I would just go there and meet with all the studios. And I would pay for it myself and go and meet and create business alliances. And then come back and launch workshops, courses, stuff like this.
Yeah, so it's true entrepreneurship
Yeah.
and networking really within your community at these. Because these are beautiful places, and I feel they really match what you teach and that sort of thing. But it looks very successful. I visited the website and I saw there's amazing photos of you in while you're teaching these workshops. So what is one thing that you take from each of these workshops that is you learn every time, that's something you might not have known?
The best thing is, so you have an idea of what you're going to teach, and I always prepare more than I'm going to bring, but it really depends on who comes and what they ask, because oftentimes maybe you would have touched on a subject topically, but someone asks like a really deep question, so you find that there's a whole new blossoming in a different group where you explore a different area of that you might not have planned. So the most important thing for me is always the questions that my students ask, because that brings out so much more information, and that changes. And I never know what's gonna happen.
And you're sitting there, you're like, oh gosh, I really hope this is not something that I don't know.
If it is, I just say
Yeah.
I don't know about that. Actually, let me look into it. That's an excellent question. And you just be very honest. You know?
Right. But I love that though, because some people will just then make up because they don't want themselves to look bad, right?
I'm
There's
an educator,
a lot of
which
time.
means I'm
Right.
a student.
Right.
Primarily.
Of course.
So if you want other people to know how to learn something, you have to be very honest.
So what was one thing that you have, like a memory that you have from one of your workshops that has stuck with you always?
Oh, I had one workshop, and she actually became a student of mine and still is for a very long time. So a lot of people are afraid to go upside down into inversions, like just talking like classic yoga stuff. And I was teaching a teacher training about how to teach people to go upside down. And so I just asked, anybody terrified to go upside down? And this was really memorable because I demonstrated for my class how you can take someone who is terrified and cannot, and just by knowing how to talk them through it and like the method of it, she went up into a forearm balance just from, it took 20 minutes in front of the class and showing how to overcome fear.
Yeah.
Yeah, and to give that movement step by step so the person feels really safe. It was a wonderful moment because there was a massive block and I was like, oh boy, this is a real one. Normally this is going to be a session. And to be able to do that in real time and show my students how to walk someone through overcoming a massive block that was like a life-changing thing for me. I was pretty young. I was a couple years into teacher trainings this moment. Yeah.
20 minutes is not a long time either.
No, it's not at all.
That's really impressive on both ends, the student and
She
the
trusted
teacher.
me.
Yeah. And I think that's probably a really, really big thing as a teacher, regardless of what you teach,
How to
to
build
have
trust.
that
Yeah.
trust between you and the student. So COVID happens, right? As we all know. And so you, in this time, made something amazing happen. You started a whole new a business, a skincare line. You know, you have serums, you have facial scrubs, and they're all organic, and it's called Formula Flawless.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit about the history of that and where that idea came into mind.
So I went to college for organic chemistry, and while I was in college, I started a skincare line, but I was like 19, 20 years old, and it's not really like, now I'm going to do this, because I wanted to go have adventures, at that age, but I put a pin in it, because it always sold out, it was really successful, and that's what we call F1 or Formula 1, and then when COVID happened, I gave myself 3 days to sit down and confront that I was about to lose my entire career, because I'm booked the whole year out. You book 9 months ahead. So it's March 2020. I'm supposed to fly to Sweden. And I'm like, And I don't believe in like self-pity or feeling like this is just what's happening and you have to respond. So I spent 3 days confronting the loss of something I built over a very long time. And then I learned to code and live stream and all of this stuff and put up a website and started teaching online. And that's hard. It's not the same thing as when you're in the room and you got all the vibes together. You're like dealing with a lot of digital interface, a lot, it's complicated. So I was selling a breath course, a pranayama course, and I posted a photo, and during the time the COVID happened, I started making my own skincare because I'm a chemist, and I'm like, this stuff, it's maybe not so good. I'll make something good, fix my skin, which was looking bad from a lot of touring, like really bad. I have pictures. No one believes me, but I have pictures. So I posted this photo, and when you're like, you write something really deep and you feel like you're really cool and everyone's going to respond, and they didn't. They were like, what are you using for your skin? What are you doing for your skin? And I'm like, I got really mad. But the inner entrepreneur was like, tell them the truth. They're like, what do you recommend? I'm like, I make my own stuff. Mm-hmm. And they're like, well, can we buy it? And I'm like, I hadn't thought of this, honestly. And then I remembered I put a pin in it 20 years ago, and I was like, okay, yes. And so I just made the first 5, and it took off. Now we have over 80 products. It's wild. Yeah, and it's a
website, everything.
Full on. And we are a fresh skincare lab, which means no additives, no fillers, no stabilizers, gentle preservative systems like probiotics that are actually good for your skin. So everything in our products is 100% awesome.
And so are you full-time in the process helping make them?
I am a chemist.
Okay, you are the person.
I am the chemist.
Okay.
Yeah, I have minimal staff, people in training that help package, but everything is under my care. It's my own lab because you can't make products of this quality in a traditional lab because I use extra, how would you say, so since we're fresh, I use extra clean processes that are not a part of a regular lab. I purify the air, I purify everything so that the end result is super fresh, super potent, and shipped directly to the customer. There's no one in between me and my clients, so it's just fresh skin food.
I love that. I mean, your skin glows. I was looking at some of your Instagram videos. I was like, oh my gosh, I watch her skin look exactly like this, like in person. And you showed up, and I said, of course. Of course.
Everyone always like, that. They're like, they don't believe me. They think it's a filter, or they think I have Botox. Like I had an interview earlier today, and one of the questions was, do you use Botox? And first off, I'm not against anything.
Right.
Like whatever you need to do. I did in my 30s. I'm 44 now. So I teach how to release the wrinkles and how to restructure the collagen matrix so you can move your face and it goes back. Yeah, which, when you're over 40, you need to know some techniques.
Right. And it goes along with your lifestyle too. Yeah. Like having a really organic lifestyle and being very in tune with your body at all times. So it's just amazing how you kind of combined it and made something.
I'm still surprised. What I'm surprised most about is how natural and easy it is. Like, I can look at any idea in the skincare world and make a version of it that's high potency, completely natural, organic, fresh made. I had to change the manufacturing process.
And then this lab is here. Like you do all of this on the side permanently in Las Vegas.
Yeah, we moved here in September because we were looking for where are we going to build out, because I want to find a place where I have a good lifestyle. So what I like about here, which people find ironic, we went to like northern Washington. I've been all over the country. And I want a place where I can easily go to nature, but also easily go to conferences, easily have associations, great dinners. And we came to Las Vegas, and I was like, this is really nice. Everyone's happy. First off, we have a big thing about the emotional sentiment. Like, are people in a joyous state? Are they friendly when you go to the grocery? Really here,
Vegas is like
that. But also, how can I get to nature really quick when I need to just go 20 minutes and you're like at Red Rocks.
And then if you want a city, it's right there. It's 20 minutes the other way. Yeah. It's just the dryness. I feel like your skin that you're going
which makes it good for selling skin.
No, I have to say. Really you know how to keep it moist in that dry heat. Oh my gosh.
Product layering. Yeah. People in northern climates need to get away with one product.
Right.
You need a couple in a row.
Exactly. So let's talk about these products. What is your favorite? I know you do a lot of serums on your Instagram. You use rose. I know that you also
we use a lot of rose in our products because we use I use different kinds of rose, different parts of the rose for different distillations, but in general it's a very high frequency plant that has a vast impact on like different issues in the skin. So I use it in a lot of products for that reason. It works really well, from acne to hyperpigmentation to the resiliency of the skin, collagen, elastin, the ability of it to,
Right.
yeah.
Right. So if anyone were to just be like, okay, I want to try one, what is
Okay.
your one product that everyone should get that's going to work universal that is
Well,
a
our-
first go-to for your
Our
brand?
biggest seller is F3. It's a plumping, hydrating serum that you can see it work instantly. Like it plumps out wrinkles. It's really just for anti-aging. But that one is really 40 plus, or if your skin is really dehydrated under 40, yes. For under 40, we recommend our F8, Formula 8, F8, which is Angel Face Fast Recovery. You wear makeup, you go out, you overeat, you drink a little bit, and you want your skin gets inflamed, you get puffy. So that's the one for under 40. When you get over 40, maybe you also do those things. Probably you slow down a little bit, maybe not. But then you also have the first signs of aging starting to show up. So it's kind of Formula 3 or Formula 8 are the first ones I recommend.
Okay, and you brought some.
I brought some things that I thought you guys would like.
Because I would love to show this to the audience since we're talking about this in real time. You can show them.
Yeah, of course. So this is a very popular serum. This is what's called Just Fruit. It's a super antioxidant serum. You should take a drop and try a drop and smell that.
Okay, that's
Just because before you know fresh.
Ooh,
right? It smells like
different.
a healthy,
that's
jolly
definitely
grape
not
shake.
what it does. It does. And it's this gorgeous color.
It's made of 5 different fruits, and what this
okay.
does is it's for all skin types. Yeah, try some of this. It's amazingly refreshing.
On my hand.
It's very fragrant. All of our products have I don't add scent to it. It's the natural.
Wow. Okay. So this is like literally no additives.
No
It's
additives.
all.
It's all things that have an effect.
And it has a really great
Glide. Yeah.
It's moistures. It's glossy, but it's not too sticky.
It's not.
It's not sticky, and it's not overpowering. Because I know a big thing to have for me is like, so I have like pretty just like natural skin, not too oily, not too dry. And when I have something too strong, like that's too heavy moisturizing, I can break out. So I know there's a lot of people that if you do something 0 to 100, a really thick cream, oh, it's gonna help you, and then all of a sudden you're breaking out everywhere, right?
Thick creams is they use a caprylic triglyceride. They use they're putting a specific refined emollients or structural components. Sorry to nerd out for a second. That actually. They clog the pores. So, and you can use a heavy cream if it's made with the right molecules. The problem is that the other stuff they put to make it last for 3 to 5 years on a shelf, that's what's causing you the problem. So you could use a heavy product, especially at night. You can be like, especially here in the desert at night, and you'd be like, ah. But because you've had the negative experience before, you won't. It's an interesting thing.
Yeah.
But if you try like a natural product that's literally perfect molecules, it doesn't clog. It doesn't cause those secondary problems of acne.
And I think that's what a lot of viewers want to know, men and women.
You should be concerned about this because here's what happens is that you take an oil, you press it, you cold press it, it's properly made. The moment you get it, from that moment it begins to change, it degrades. And when something's made to sit on a shelf for 3 to 5 years, I'm sorry, your olive oil goes bad. So what chemists do is they put stabilizers in there, antioxidants, different stabilizers, different things, and that forces it to not degrade, but it's still dropping off it still is. It's just held in a solution. And what happens is that goes on your face, it doesn't work. It's like the best way to understand this. I invite you over for dinner. I'm like, I'm making beautiful salads for dinner. You come, and I'm like, it's a beautiful salad, but I made it 6 months ago. It's preserved.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Exactly.
But yeah, we're fine with that on our face.
Right.
60 to 85% of all formulations are things that do not benefit the end user. It benefits the manufacturer because it keeps it stable. So I just don't do that. Everything's fresh, which gives me a nightmare in production because one batch of rose is different from the next batch of rose. And then, so you have to be a real chemist. You have to be like, hey, how is this different? All right. And you have to still make an end product that the customer gets and they're like, wow. And each batch is different. But you're always going to have that wow because we care.
Yeah. So what are your goals for your company? Would you like to expand? Would you like to get them in bigger manufacturers, chain stores, in person? What is that?
I really want to build the direct to consumer business. So we're 2.5 years in operation and I haven't advertised yet. So it's all word of mouth. We have a 72% client return rate, which is unheard of in the industry. Skincare, it's 13% is the average because people try something, they were lied to, it didn't work, they jump. Once people try our products, it works, so they keep buying. So that's really good. What we want to do is we're going to expand, and we're actually going to do proper marketing so people know we exist. And then I want to get into a few chains, but I need to have a refrigeration section because our creams, for instance, like I did bring a cream for you. This is check this out. This is our Formula 21. Yeah. Oh, I didn't take the. And now you can smell this. It's blue. It has. I know I don't have labels done, so we've launched
fridge. That's
keep
very
it
important, guys.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Totally
yeah,
different.
it's really fresh. It's getting a little citrus, it's getting a little like nature herby. But
Yeah, this is an herbaceous. So this is one of our more popular ones with
I
20
can
to
see why.
35. It smells unisex. The blue tansy. It's blue tansy. So blue tansy is a fantastic. Yeah.
While you're talking,
you can see, we don't have a fancy label on it because I just started selling this and it took off, and I can't afford to label everything.
But it's to the point though.
It's just
you know what
there
I
it
mean?
is. You
Like,
go
that's
to our
the one.
website, has everything on
Yeah,
it. We're
you look
digital
for the
first.
number and then that's the one. There's not one and then there's 100 under F21,
No,
right?
it's just
this.
F21.
Yes.
And so I just started selling like this, and we are a profitable company. We were just on show, we just interviewed for Shark Tank. We have a profitable company right out of the gate because I know how to digital market and communicate with people, and the product works, so people tell their friends. Imagine that you find something that actually works, you're going to tell 10 of your girlfriends.
Right, and that's definitely what I plan to try. I was like, oh my gosh, I really...
But this is for you guys. And then
Thank you.
I brought one other thing, which is possibly one of the best things I've ever invented. This isn't, it's a luxury version of an Ayurvedic preparation. Now, this is, if you open this, it might spill a little. But I'll open it for you. Let's check. Okay, let me help you here. This is smell. This is a face scrub. Oh. It's a resurfacing face scrub.
Okay.
And this is made with different parts of the rose. And so here we go. I just didn't want you to get
right.
And so you use this in the shower, and you know how you have those little bumps, and you have hyperpigmentation, you have blackheads, and and you have a skin boundary. So this does many things at once. So you go in the shower, you get your face wet, you rub it in, and at first it works like a scrub. It'll abrade, but then it melts into your face and it tightens, tones, lifts, and clears out blackheads. And you just rinse it off, and your face, those little bumps we get from wearing makeup?
Yeah.
It's gone after the first time.
If you have probably firm, right?
It's firm, tight, and so soft. You're like, how did this when I made this, I was like, I'm going to take the idea of an Ayurvedic scrub and I'm going to use the most high-end ingredients, so it's just beautiful molecules. And
it smells like for those who probably can't
smell vision,
it smells like the fruit lychee, if you've ever had that's what it smells like. So a lot of my Asian viewers you know exactly what that smells like. That's what it's giving, that really unique smell
too. And when you would use it on your lips,
so tell me that.
It's fully edible. And when people scrub it into their lips, they're like, do it on your lips because it'll plump. And you'll taste it. It's delicious.
So what is your regimen? So you would use the scrub probably.
I use this. This you can use daily. I use it 3 or 4 times a week, sometimes daily, because it feels so good.
Right.
Then I use, so we have a retinol serum. The retinol serum, it's the highest
Excuse me,
I'm so sorry.
That's okay.
It's basically, it's a when you use a retinol and you get like the peeling, you can't go in the sun, you get all these effects.
It's red,
it's a nightmare. So it doesn't do any of that. It's actually sun protective, meaning that it'll about 3% SPF. And I formulated one that's 10% of this, so it's super potent. So I put that on first. Then I use F3 and I massage it in. I teach a lot of the face yoga, how to release around our eyes if you're getting hooded lids. So I do a little regimen, and then I put a cream on top. I either use F20 or F22. F22 is an eye cream, F20 is a ceramide cream, which seals things in. And then you're just like, you don't need to wear makeup.
Yeah.
Just run your eyes. That's the whole goal of the brand. Makeup is a plus, not a must.
Yeah. And someone like me, like, I don't like heavy foundations.
Yeah.
So if you're getting messes,
you gotta paint on the light. I took all the life out of my face, and I gotta paint it on, and I hope I get that right.
Right.
Best is just to have I'm not wearing anything on my face.
Yeah, I can tell. It's amazing. Yeah, because because I model and I act on camera, they put a lot, makeup artists love to do, and then they do the contour and they do all that, which is fine. But whenever I look at myself, I'm like, oh my gosh, my poor pores.
My poor pores.
And I'm not used to that because I don't do
that,
that,
yeah.
right? So all girlies, we gotta go. And
you wore the makeup, now you need to recover your skin, and as the makeup really ruins your boundary.
Yeah.
So what happens is that boundary gets destroyed, then the water leaks out, and I have hyaluronic acids. 3-day cold process. It's amazing. My hyaluronic acid couldn't be fresher. That'll rehydrate, then you seal it in, and all of a sudden it's plumping. It's new, has tons of antioxidants, and you see all the little flaws go away. That's why Formula Flawless.
Yes. Formula Flawless. And that is the website, formulaflawless.com.
Yeah.
Very professional website. I visited it, and it's very informational. And even on her social medias, there's a lot of information on it and her teaching and her actually physically using it on camera.
Yeah, I do a lot of education. Yeah.
Which is great because you don't get a lot of people telling us what exactly we read. Oh, this is like supposed to clear, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But seeing
why?
the creator, right, talk about what's in it, why that specific thing is doing what they say it's supposed to do, and then seeing it in action. So what legacy are you trying to leave behind with? You got a lot of different things. You're just an entrepreneur. If you can generalize this, right? But you just have multiple different talents. What is that legacy you're trying to make for yourself?
So you come into a body in this world, and whatever you think happened before that, and then you have to tumble through your entire life trying to figure out how to be. My legacy is to provide different things that are resources to know how to succeed at taking care of a body, how to succeed at business, your emotions. And this is just one part of that. Like as women, when your skin doesn't look good, you feel not right. And there's repercussions to that, whether we like it or not. When you don't look good, especially when you start getting into your 40s and when you start to show age, you lose job opportunities, relationship, friendship, everything goes down. And so that's not fair. So first off, I'm very much into women entrepreneurs. This is made for successful women. You don't have a lot of time. You want your skin to look good, so you don't have to goop on layers of stuff to look like a human. No, your skin is great. You're radiant. So what I want to do as my legacy is to give people the ability to live life well and to succeed, because this is a hard world.
Yes.
When you have the right information, you do better. It's just educational.
Yeah.
This is going to grow hugely because it is the future of skincare. Once you go fresh, how do you go back to shelf stability? I'm sorry, you can't.
That's true. Everyone wants the Korean skincare. That's the biggest thing now because they have that really plump, tight
glass skin.
Yeah, it's shining.
Glass skin.
It's fair. Yeah,
but
even tone.
We create that. We create glass skin. And we're not using it in our marketing yet because it's not trending yet in the U.S. But yeah, the glass skin is that you don't need. You wouldn't touch it with makeup because it looks better
it looks
without.
so good. Yeah, on camera. And we all want that. No airbrush.
No airbrush.
Just literally no touch up. So that way, if someone posts it and they didn't touch it, you're like, it looks great, right? But you're like, hey, take all you want, close up.
I did my shading too heavily.
Right. Like,
I look
no.
bearish. Oh, no, it's not going to be an issue with us. And if you wear makeup, the base is perfect. It just goes on very easily. So whatever you do, or if you wear a lot of makeup, you're on camera a lot, we recover your skin fast.
And I can't wait to try this. I was telling Maria ahead of time. I was like, oh my gosh, I want her to bring some so we can show to the audience and so she can talk about this because I'm dying to like feel it and touch it and learn about it because I saw all of this on your social media. So thank you for bringing a couple today.
It's truly a pleasure.
Yeah,
we're going to change the face of the world.
Yeah, I know. I can't wait. And I can't wait to help you in the ways that I can market this because finding skincare for me is really hard. So, I will post about this.
Me too. It's really hard.
It's really hard.
I was flying around the world. I would go to all the expensive stores in the airport. Spend 3-5. I spent a lot.
Yeah.
And it never. And I knew why because I'm a chemist. But I'm like, come on, somebody do something right.
Something.
And then I just got so mad that I ended up with a company. I'm just mad because it's a lie. It cannot work if it's not fresh. Just like your food, your skin eats. And I just got mad because I'm a marketer too, so I know what they're doing. I know how it works. I understand the lie, but you shouldn't lie. Make something excellent and then tell the truth.
Yeah, but that's great that you were gifted with this knowledge, though, that you can give back in this way and it matches your lifestyle. So this one last question I always ask all of my guests because it kind of sums up what everyone just heard, your story, your purpose, how you live your life. And that is there a philosophy that you live by?
Yeah. So in our world, we rely a lot on logic, but I'd like to say logic is your first sin. It doesn't mean logic is bad, but it's the first place you take away from yourself. So entrepreneurship, the creation of anything new, or even when we talk about love, are all very unreasonable, illogical things. So if I could ever say something, be unreasonable. That doesn't mean be mean or abusive. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying be unreasonably happy.
Right.
Be unreasonably loving and kind. Be unreasonably creative. Like no reason at all I made something amazing because you just felt like I can do this thing. And then afterwards, you can paint it in logic and put in the structure and the organization, but your first movement should not be overly strategizing because life doesn't work that way. What's that thing? You made plans and God came in or something, you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't work. So the thing I would say is be unreasonably good, unreasonably ethical. And then afterwards, maybe organize it with logic, but all the good things, the things that really move us, are not reasonable. Yes, we may justify it later, but be unreasonable in your passion. And when you're like this, when you don't hesitate, when you commit, the world changes in front of you.
Yeah, it's like a true manifestation. You know,
Yeah,
you
you
lead
put
with
it
your
there.
purpose, and then as things come, you react to
You
them.
do
when you
do the
respond.
dance now.
Yeah.
You move by move, and it's just
Right.
like that. Like
Right.
that's the dance, that's the movement. You don't know what's going to come, but you put it out there anyways and respond. That's the martial artist. You know,
Right,
you can't
right.
plan how the fight's going to
Yeah,
go.
you can't respond to something that doesn't exist, right? But you have a purpose in your life.
But
and
that's
you
what
put
most
that out
people
there.
do. They've created all these things that may happen, and their whole energy
Right.
goes into the planning of it, and none of that even happens. You just wasted your mental energy. Study, become excellent, and then just be unreasonable and go for it.
Exactly. I love that about her. She's so positive, but she's also, again, being and having her purpose and knowing what you want and being very, very,
Very
focused
clear.
on that. So congratulations on everything that you're doing. I can't wait to see your plans with this, and I'm sure all of us here at Social Media Shows are going to help you with marketing this. I can't wait to try. When I get home, I'm going to be like, oh, I'm going to,
This is
and I'm
for
going to
you guys.
post, and I'm going to be like, yes, kids, this is
believe
the
me.
future.
Don't
This is the
believe me.
future.
Don't believe me. Find out for yourself.
Exactly. So you gotta find out for yourself. So tell everyone where they can find you, social media, your website.
Yeah,
etc.
so my personal social media at Rae Indigo on Instagram, at Rae Indigo on Facebook, at Formula Flawless also on Instagram. I think we're also on TikTok. I'm really busy, so our social media I don't get to do it. It's not as glorious as I would like it. And then our website, formulaflawless.com. You can email us if you have any questions about your skin. You're like, I don't know what to do. I do a lot of consultations. I don't charge. Yeah, I just teach. I'm like, here's all the options, and I'll go over what you can do Western with therapeutics. I'm just very honest, and you decide. So I'm easy to contact.
Do you also teach yoga in Vegas?
I haven't
Yeah?
started
Haven't
yet.
started
Yeah,
yet? Okay.
I teach mostly internationally.
Okay.
And, you know, the studio is here. I do teacher trainings and more advanced courses, so I'd have to kind of go and be like, hey, this is a thing. So I
Yeah.
haven't started yet. I teach in Peru a couple times a year now.
Okay.
So,
Period. He just goes to Peru every couple of times a year, like all of us.
you know, it's a normal thing. Well, I
Right.
had the biggest yoga school there for a decade, and we taught, like, a lot of people would come in, and we had, you know,
Yeah.
a bunch of studios and a whole lineage, and it all ended with COVID. So, you know, so we're starting again and
Yeah.
outreaching, and it's very much like my family there.
Yeah.
You know.
So you have the connections. You still have your business out there. So, and knowing your work ethic, it's going to come right back. And a lot of your students seem very loyal to your teaching. So congratulations on everything you're doing. Round of applause for Rae. Make sure to follow her. Support her skincare line, see where she's going, support all her teachings, and really learn from her. I really think she's a really great educator, and sitting here, we're all learning so much in real time. So thank you. It's been an honor having you on. I would love to have you on again as this grows. You know, you could come and talk more about, oh, I just made this new product. It'd be absolutely amazing. So I hope you had a great time, your first time here on the hot
Thank
seat.
you for having me.
Thank you. And so make sure when we come back, you know I'm not done talking, so stay tuned, and I'll see you after this little break.
Welcome to social media shows. Have you been watching social media shows recently? Of course you have. We have been live streaming for 4 years across social media platforms. We produce over 70 shows with over 1,000 episodes. In the process, we've helped over 100 creators realize their dreams, and start their own show. We give platforms to promote your business. If you are an artist, if you have an event, if you are entrepreneurs, or if you have a story. If you haven't done it yet, go ahead and subscribe and follow us on major social media platforms. And if you have a great idea of a show, join us. Social media shows can help you produce and live stream your own show. Let us help you make your dream become a reality.
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social media shows is now the new media of the century.
Hi guys, and welcome back to the Hot Seat. I am your host, Priscilla Moy. I really hope you guys enjoyed this exclusive episode. I couldn't wait to get Rae in here, reading about her, researching, and learning a little bit about what she does and what she contributes to all the people in her industry, and how she's expanding is really, really, really inspiring, because I know a lot of you are so used to the musician, a singer, the actor, the filmmaker. You know, we get a lot of those in here because that's kind of what I do, that's what we do, on camera work. But I love meeting people that don't do any of those in entertainment, because you learn sometimes a lot more from people who don't do what you do, because you walk in with an open mind, let me just say. And so even though she doesn't do that, skincare is something that I know I can benefit from. Knowing about skincare, knowing how to take care of yourself, your body, inside and outside, is something that all of us in the world, like, we are. You can say that you're not vain, but that's something that, you know, really is boosting our confidence when we walk out the door in the morning. So for entertainers, people that are not entertainers, for people that, you know, might have battled with skincare or inner confidence, all of these things, someone like Rae is here to teach you about the importance of that and how to live a really healthy lifestyle. And I think that goes across the board to everybody, no matter what you do. So learning a lot about that and seeing the passion she has behind everything that she does, and how she actually studies and learns about the stuff that she is also teaching everyone else. And I love that, because there's a lot of people that want to teach, they want to do these things, but don't take as much time as someone like Rae would in making sure they know the fundamentals. And so this is what I'm here to introduce to you guys, as people like this, people that we can look up to and we can be inspired by. So I really hope that everyone here watching today or watching in the future, if you guys are watching this tomorrow, whatever day that you guys are watching this, you guys really listen to everything that she says and kind of do your own research into who she is and what she can offer you guys. Like she said, she is open for consultations, and you can reach out to her at any time, social media, email, etc. And I'm definitely going to keep my promise and try out that skincare and relay back to you guys on what that's like. So thank you guys so much for watching today. I hope you guys really, really, really enjoyed this show. A couple of reminders: if you guys want to be submitted and considered as guests on the Hot Seat or any other show on social media shows, please email your bio and your headshot to admin@socialmediashows.com. And if you want to either be a sponsor for any of the show, or also have a movie premiere, a film festival, or something that you want to do a red carpet for, we also have that available for you as well. And that same email, admin@socialmediashows.com. Production will get back to you. Just kind of write in that email everything that you want to, the point across: hey, I'm doing this film festival, hey, I'm doing this movie premiere, this is what I'm looking for, I want a host, I want that red carpet. All of the things we film are going to be live in real time, so people can watch your red carpet for your movie premiere while it's happening. You don't have to wait. You don't have to wait to get the download of the video and then a month later no one knew about your movie premiere. We can do that right then and there so everyone knows about it. It's really great marketing strategy. It's really good for everybody involved. And you can pick one of your amazing hosts from any show here at Social Media Show. So we are definitely the team that you want to hire. So definitely inquire. Send your friends, send people that you want on the show that can sit here that you think are worthy, and then we hope that we get to meet them. This is all about networking, meeting with people, expanding your business, and also showcasing what we offer here. So, thank you guys so much for watching again, and I will see you next Wednesday on The Hot Seat.